Hi guys, it's Ms. Humphrey here with another math lesson. Today we are talking about subtraction with renaming. So as you can see here, they have these fraction strips that are going to help us subtract mixed numbers or subtract a mixed number from a whole number. So let's start here. The question they have us answering is 3 1/3 minus 2 2/3. So the first step they ask us to do is to model the number that we're subtracting. So I'm going to model the first number in orange. So I'm going to highlight that one in orange. And it is 3 wholes and 1/3. So I have 1, 2, 3, and 1/3. Then, because you can't subtract 2/3 from 1/3, because 2/3 is more than 1/3, without renaming or changing one of the strips, then you need to subtract by crossing out 2 wholes and 1/3. So I'm going to show you what that looks like because we have 2 2/3 here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross out 2 wholes, and then I need to turn this 1 whole into thirds because I need more thirds to be able to subtract with. So if I turned this into thirds, I would then be subtracting 2 of them. So I'm going to draw my little X's, this one and this one, which leaves me with, and I'm going to highlight that in green as my answer, which leaves me with just these 2/3 left as my answer, which is how they got the answer of 2/3. So I had to change one of my strips into thirds and then subtract by crossing those out. So I'm going to show you that one more time, modeling the number that you're subtracting, which in this case is 2, and I'm subtracting 1 1/4. So I'm going to highlight 2 is represented right here with these 2 holes. There's 1 hole and there's 2 holes. And because the number I'm subtracting is 1 1/4, I need to break this 1 up into fourths. In order to subtract 1 1/4, in order to subtract 1 1/4, I need to break that 1 into fourths. So then I'm going to subtract in yellow, which is I need to subtract 1 1/4. So I'm going to cross out the 1, and I'm going to cross out the 1 of the 1/4, and what I have left is going to be my answer, which is these 3/4. So it's kind of like borrowing, which is when I need to take away a fraction but we don't have fractions, we can break up our whole number into fractions. So let's try it again over here. Oh, I don't know how this got here. Okay, so we have 3 wholes, which are represented here, 1, 2, 3, and I need to subtract 2 2/5. So I can for sure subtract 1, 2, but I need to break up my 1 whole into fifths, and I'm going to subtract 2 of them, and so all that I have left is 3/5. I'm going to do it again down here. I have 2 1/4, and I need to subtract 1 3/4. So I'm going to subtract the 1, but then I need to break this one down into fourths because I need to subtract 3/4. So 1, 2, 3 leaves me with just 2/4 remaining. So let's look at it without the model. I'm going to just do one without the model, and then I'll let you guys try one. So we have 3 3/5 minus 2 4/5. And as you can see, this 3 is smaller than this 4, and I can't subtract 3 minus 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to borrow from over here. I'm going to turn this into a 2. And how many fifths are in a whole? 5/5. So I can then change this to 5, 6, 7. So this becomes 7. So now I have 2 7/5. I can now subtract 7 minus 4, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. And my denominator, I'll highlight that in green, always stays the same. Then I go over to my whole numbers, and 2 minus 2 is just 0. So my answer is 3/5. If the model was confusing you, don't use the model. If you're confused without the model, go ahead and do it this way. I'm going to do one more and then let you guys try one. So I'm going to look at my numerators, and I have a 1 and I have an 11. I can't subtract 1 minus 11, so I need to borrow. So I'm going to change this to a 2. And how many, if I look at my denominator, that tells me how many pieces are in a whole. One whole is 12/12, so I need to add 12 to this number up here, which makes it 13. And now I can subtract. 13 minus 11 is 2/12, and then 2 minus 2 is nothing. And remember, our denominator always stays the same. Why don't you go ahead and try this one on your own? Ignore this on the bottom. I'm not sure how it got there. There we go. Go ahead and pause the screen and try this one on your own. I hope that you've actually paused and you're coming back to check your work. I'm going to look at my numerators. I have 5 and 7. I cannot subtract 5 minus 7. So what I'm going to do is borrow. I'm going to take that 4 and turn it into a 3. And if I took away one whole, what is one whole if my denominator is 8? One whole is 8/8. So I'm going to add 8 over here. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I now have 13 minus 7, which is 6. I keep my denominator the same, and this time I do have whole numbers I can subtract, so I'm going to highlight those in orange just so we can see. 3 minus 2 is 1, so my answer would be 1 and 6/8. And remember that 8 comes from the denominator staying the same. Alright, I will post a Google form for you guys, and let me know if you have any questions. I'll see you later during our science and SEL lesson.